Most people think confidence is something you're born with, like height or eye color. You either have it or you don't. But what if I told you that's completely wrong? What if the real reason you don't feel confident has nothing to do with your personality and everything to do with missing evidence? Here is the truth most people never hear. You don't lack confidence, you lack proof. And once you understand this, everything changes. Think about the moments you feel confident. When you're driving a car, when you're using your phone, when you're explaining something you know well. You're not confident because you repeated affirmations in the mirror. You're confident because your brain has proof, repetition, experience, evidence. Confidence is not a feeling, it's a conclusion your brain reaches after reviewing the data. Psychologists call this self-efficacy, a concept introduced by Albert Bandura, one of the most influential psychologists of all time. His research showed that confidence doesn't come from motivation or positive thinking. It comes from mastery experiences. In simple terms, your brain believes what you've done, not what you say. No action, no proof, no confidence. This is why just believing yourself doesn't work. Your brain isn't inspired by motivational quotes. It's convinced by receipts. Let me ask you something important. If confidence really came first, why anyone ever be scared to start? Why would fear exist at all? The reason is simple. Confidence is the reward, not the requirement. Actions come first, proof comes second. Confidence comes last. Yet most people wait. They say, I'll start when I feel ready. I'll speak up when I'm confident. I'll try when I stop feeling afraid. But that moment never comes because confidence doesn't appear before action. It appears because of it. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, explained this beautifully. He says, every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. Your confidence is built the same way. Every small action is a vote, every finished task is a proof, every uncomfortable attempt is evidence. And over time, your brain looks at the pattern and says, maybe we can do this. And that's confidence. Here is a fact. A study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that people who acted confidently, even when they didn't feel it, were later rated as more competent and began to feel genuinely more confident themselves. In other words, behavior change belief, not the other way around. Your brain learns from experience, not intention. This also explains something important. Why smart, talented people often feel insecure, while less skilled people can seem unshakably confident. Psychologists call this the Dunning-Kruger effect. Beginners often overestimate their ability because they don't yet know what they don't know. Meanwhile, capable people doubt themselves because they're aware of the gap between where they are and where they want to be. So if you feel uncertain, overwhelmed, or hesitant, that's not weakness, that's awareness. And awareness is actually the foundation of real confidence. Once you start collecting proof, let's talk about proof. Proof doesn't come from massive wins. It comes from small, boring, unsexy actions done consistently. Sending the email, posting the video, going to the gym, even when you feel awkward. Speaking up once in the meeting, finishing something you wanted to quit. Each time you do, your brain updates its file on you. And right now, your brain might be saying, I don't have enough evidence that you followed through. I don't have enough evidence that you can handle rejection. I don't have enough evidence that you survive failure. That's not an insult, that's feedback. And the solution isn't hype, the solution is data. This is why Navy SEALs don't rely on motivation. They rely on training, reputation under pressure. They don't hope they'll be confident in chaos. They prove it to themselves beforehand. As Aristotle said over 2,000 years ago, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. Confidence works the same way. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall or rise to the level of your proof. And here is the most empowering part of all. Proof is accessible to anyone. You don't need talent. You don't need permission. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to take the next small action that your future self would be proud of. One rep, one attempt, one uncomfortable step. Because once you do, something incredible happens. Your inner dialogue starts to change. Not because you force, but because it has to. The evidence is there. And quietly, without fireworks, confidence shows up. Not not as arrogance, not as loudness, but as calm certainty. So if you're waiting to feel confident before you start, stop waiting. Start building proof. Because confidence isn't something you find, it's something you earn. And the moment you stop asking, do I have what it takes? And start asking, what proof can I create today? That's the moment your life begins to change. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.